The coastal town of Yeppoon in Queensland, Australia provided the setting for the 7th Formula 18 World Championships. This is the first time the Worlds have been held outside of Europe since its inception in 2000. The Australian Formula 18 Catamaran Association, in conjunction with Keppel-based Sailing Club and Ridge's Capricorn Resort, have proudly taken on the mammoth task of hosting this world title event, putting Yeppoon firmly on the sailing map.
We came here as it's great sailing conditions. Keppel-based Sailing Club is a well-organised sailing club, and they were the easiest ever to get along with. The resort, they've come right on board with supporting the regatta, and we're hoping lots of the competitors can sit around the pool, enjoy themselves, watch the videos, and enjoy themselves in social activity, as well as have some great sailing in warm weather. So I gather that's what the Europeans would enjoy to do.
Leading Southern Hemisphere catamaran manufacturers, Australia's own Seawind Catamarans, are main sponsors of this year's Worlds. Seawind's marketing and sales manager, Brent Vaughan, also raced in an F18.
I've had a lot of success into places like the United States, and we want to try to break some of the European markets as well with our boats. So it was sort of an opportunity, I guess, that the event was coming to Australia. We have a good affiliation with some of our owners in Queensland here around the Yeppoon location, and so we've got a couple of boats out on the course. I think we're right up there with innovation. I think a lot of the people that are involved in F18 sailing are also focused on innovation to get the best out of that formula, or that box rule, the parameters that you're allowed. And I guess we like to share those ideas too.
The F18s this year are sailed in Capricorn's backyard. Capricorn are produced by Australian high-performance catamarans and are among the most prominent boat builders entered here at Yeppoon, along with Hobie Tigers and Nacras.
Consider that the boat is 1 year old, our new type, and we have 22 new boats here after 1 year in Australia. That's pretty good. And 4 boats that are older type, but we have a big team here. 30% of the fleet is Nacra. We have like 4 international teams here. Amisha is the Dutch one. He is one of the best, with Billy Busson and Hugh Stiles and Caroline Brouwer. She's representing Belgium. They're all Olympic sailors, so they're doing the Tornado and trying to go to the Olympics. So they're really good sailors. I think the atmosphere between Capricorn, Hobie and Nacra is good. We are colleagues in the same sport and trying to make the sport more by the general public, and do our best to, of course we want to win and beat Hobie and Capricorn, but they want to do the same, and we are okay and trying to work in the same market.
I've been tornado sailing at the Olympic class for probably the last 8 years. I'm currently doing some sailing for Nacra, and at this World Championship sailing one of the new Nacra Infusions, which is a great, really exciting new boat that's on the scene in the Formula 18 class. And my ambitions are to have a good regatta here and then go on to doing well at the European Championships in the Nacra in Italy in Lake Garda in the beginning of July. Us as competitors, it's worked really well because we are able to come to a high-profile event with good support, and it's really given us an opportunity to see what Australia can provide for a top quality world-class sailing event, and we're very impressed.
I guess the first thing that you notice about the Capricorn is the bow. It's kind of an inverted bow where the others are more vertical. This one breaks back a bit, and the others are more vertical or even forward this way, which is the more traditional design. And also the bow is fattest at the bottom instead of fattest at the top. From there on back, it's really thin at the top, so when the bow does go under the water, there's less resistance to push the bow down under the water, and then so it's easy to come back up. The boat doesn't do this as much; it tends to go more straight through the water rather than hobby horsing, as we call it, through the water. So the mast is the other design, the other feature. Traditional masts are more kind of a round shape like this. This one's more of a wing shape like this is. You can see it's really wide this way, like the width of my hand. And if you rotate it to turn it the other way, the traveler's seated there, then it's real thin this direction. This makes it more of a thin wing shape going through the wind instead of a fatter, more turbulent round shape. This boat has a feel and a performance that's more similar to the Tornado.
Well, the Tiger is one of the original design Formula 18. It's now 14 years old. It's been really the mainstream racing boat for Hobie Cat for a number of years. So we're still pretty happy that after 14 years it can compete with these more, let's say, recent designs, the Capricorn and the Nacra, which are only a few years old. But I don't think the Tiger's on its way out. It shows again that we can still compete against these guys. It's still fast. In certain conditions I think it could be faster. Maybe in other conditions maybe not as fast, but across all the wind range and all the wind angles, the Tiger still is a great performer, and we're happy to be on it.
So all the preparations are over, and in the following 6 days the next F18 World Champions will be decided. It's day one of the F18 World Championships, and heavy weather has hit the Ridges Capricorn Resort off Yeppoon, Queensland.
G'day, how are you? I'm Slimy. We're here at Yeppoon. We're on the beach. We're ready for Heat 1 of the F18 World Titles. Wind conditions are about 20 knots from the southeast. The sky's overcast and it's squally. There's some big waves out there and it's going to be a tough day sailing, and we're all going to go out and give it our best.
A heavy swell from the last 3 days of southerly winds made the launch through the surf break exciting for the spectators. At the start, the wind was blowing at hardly more than 15 knots, but the swell was one you'd expect from around 25 knots. As the wind continued to build, so did the seas to 3 metres, and as the fleet ran down with the wind and the waves at speeds of more than 20 knots, boat after boat capsized. In total, 16 boats capsized and 3 sailors required medical attention. A day of carnage after just one race, and due to the increasing wind gusting into the high 20s, officials were forced to abandon a second.
Pity we're not going out this afternoon, but anyway, probably safety first, I think.
The winners of race 1 were Aussie favourites Darren Bundock and Glenn Ashby, ahead of Mitch Booth and Pim Neuenhuis of the Netherlands, with Francis Jean-Christophe Morniac and Frank Seteau in third.
Yeah, today was, I guess, really extreme sailing. Really big waves out there, nice breeze. Breeze probably wasn't too bad, but I guess it was the waves that sorted out a lot of the competitors. It's always good to get the score on the board straight away and set the standard for everyone else and get them to chase us. So to come out strong, especially in extreme conditions like this, it shows that, you know, we're going to be one of the teams to beat for sure.
I think the forecast for the rest of the week is actually quite windy, and I think we're going to have a fairly big week by the looks of things at the moment.
Pretty lumpy wave conditions. It was pretty tough out there, and we had a good start, had a good first lap. Unfortunately, we went the wrong way in the second work, let 4 boats pass us, and we fought back and came back into second at the finish, so we're pretty happy with that. Good start for us.
Racing was postponed and then cancelled on the second day. The sailors welcomed the time to work on their boats and simply recover from yesterday's extreme weather conditions.
We don't have training in winter in France, and here that's the first regatta for the year, and we are third on the first race, and so we are very happy. I think if the weather forecast is like that, we can win the race, but with the wind if decrease, that's too hard for us.
Our North Sea is pretty rough.